What is up, everybody? It is Sunday. It is 7 p.m. Well, actually, 7:01 Pacific Standard Time. It is the War Room, episode 10. We are considering this to be the master class of learning how to be a good investigator, both cryptids and ghosts. Today, we are joined by the one, the only Signy from GhostOria. And we're going to bring on other investigators to give you, so they can give you their opinions on what to do, what not to do, what equipment to use, what's good, what's bad, yada, yada, yada.
Blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah. So go ahead. I know you've never been on War Room, but a little bit about yourself, your group, where you're based out of, and what you'd like to do.
Group GhostOria. My friend Nat Kello and I are the members of GhostOria. But during certain times of the year, we have lots of our friends help us with our events. So they're our honorary members. And did I say we're out of Astoria? We do most of our investigating here. We like to do a lot of the local haunts, if you will, just because we hear lots of stories about places, and then we just happen to go in and say, hey, we heard, can we come hang out for a while? And that's usually what we do.
Okay. Out of, I'm not going to say all the places you've investigated, but out of Astoria, what would be one of your more favorite locations to hit?
Gully's Butcher Shop. That's where it really started for Natalie and I. That's where we met, and that's where we teamed up. And it still remains to be one of the most haunted locations we've investigated.
Now, is there any other locations outside of Astoria that you happen to enjoy investigating?
Well,
we know one.
St. Helens would be the Klondike. That place is absolutely crazy. It's the first place that we got our very clearest ghost box, spirit box, if you will, communication. We would have thought it was someone standing next to us. It was that clear. Wow. It was amazing.
Very cool.
So a few of us have had the chance to investigate there.
Yeah, and when was the last time you were in the Klondike?
That would have been about a month ago, I guess. Maybe.
About a month ago?
Yeah, we got to investigate the lower level because they're remodeling the upper floors, so we're not allowed up there, dang it. We got a lot of activity. I think it's because it's such a small space and so many people, and even if there was activity, we probably wouldn't have noticed because there was just too much going on.
Yeah.
It was a, paid investigation. It wasn't anything private.
Very cool. When was the last time you did a just GhostOria investigation in the Klondike?
Probably a year and a half, 2 years ago. And it wasn't even just us. It was still with the person that runs the tours. But probably about 2 years ago now, maybe.
2? Yeah.
Too long.
It's been too long for a lot of us.
Yeah, maybe when they get the place up and running as a hotel, we can rent it out and just do a paranormal overnight.
Oh yeah, that would be wonderful. Or if the documentary crew that we were part of happens to come back in the town and wants to expand our segment a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe we could just invite out good old GhostOria to be a help.
Absolutely. That would be very cool. Oh, I would be indebted to you forever.
Well, some people said that I was the star, and I said no. It was the whole team is the star. They just focused on me. I wish they would have
Right.
focused more. I mean, they did happen to cut some great stuff with James in the abortion room and James up on top of Nob Hill.
Oh, damn.
Um,
That's too bad.
Yeah.
yeah, well, I understand they're trying to tell a story, so but it's like you know what that was good down in the abortion room. What had
That,
happened?
that abortion room is amazing. It is crazy active and creepy down there. I can't believe they
Yeah.
didn't get in.
Well, I know they were having audio issues, and
Yeah.
when the four of us, were in the room, they were having audio issues. So they were basically saying, "Well, we're going to cut out." I mean, I think we were down for about 10 minutes in the room,
Oh, wow.
and they were we were mic'd up, and there was a guy outside the room uh, with the cameraman and the director, and he was saying that I was getting really bad interference when you guys were in the room. It was weird, and I mean, you've been in the abortion room, so you understand that if you're sitting at the doorway looking in and people are inside, there should be no interference.
Oh,
No.
and of course, they're not buying into the fact that Spirit was playing with their stuff, right?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
they ended up cutting that stuff. That was
They
that
should have
was some good
left it.
stuff. They
Yeah.
they should have. There was another part of our investigation that um, it could have been dropped. I don't.
Okay.
I don't. There was a bit with us on Nob Hill and us standing on the bridge that it could have been cut. There was nothing going on there. It was us introducing a live video, and
Yeah.
the
That
whole
could,
segment could have been cut.
yeah.
Next time, right? It'll be
And,
DVK presents the Klondike.
hopefully,
That sounds pretty good for a
well, I mean,
documentary, I'm thinking.
well, I know we also filmed a bunch of setup stuff before dinner. So we went on. We had a map of the place. We found an old map online, all the
Oh,
room
yeah.
numbers. I mean, we were, and we're gonna have to use it. We're gonna have to use it.
Are you?
Gonna have to use it.
Nice.
We set up cameras on this map, and we had it all plotted and planned. When we get in there, boom. Here's where the camera's going. Here's where this is going. Here's where that's going.
Right.
We were like that guy, but better.
All right. All right.
And they cut all that. That was good footage because James was right in there. He was adding a lot to the conversation on what we need to do. And hey, I got this idea. How about we do it here? Put a camera here.
Yeah. They
It's
don't know
good
what
stuff.
they're missing.
I don't know. They were trying to focus on certain people, and it's like I don't know. I look at it. I'm honored that I was in it. I was honored that I had a little bit more features to it, but if I
Yeah.
would have known that everybody else would have some backstory, I would have thrown a backstory in.
Right. Yeah.
But I was more professional, business-like, and yes, I am a paranormal investigator, and these are the equipment I use, and this is how I'm going to do this, and this is what we're going to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I didn't
TV.
realize that. Well, I mean, have you seen the movie yet?
I have started to, yes. I have
Oh,
not watched it all yet.
So you'll understand when I say everybody had a backstory that,
I can imagine, though, already.
well, I mean, some were tragic and some were, when you watch it, you'll see it that, people are crying in the basement of the Klondike because, they feel their world is falling apart. And here I am. Yes, everybody, we got voices up in a building. And it's like, well, crap. If I would have known we would have been going for emotional stuff, I would have thrown some in.
right.
You would have made James cry.
James was crying up on the hill.
Actually, I was up on the hill. No joke. We shot that. I had a double eye infection, and
Why?
the shot. Shit. It is what 2-3 years ago. Yeah, I can't even remember now. I just remember I had that, and we did the shoot up there, and they said it would look good on film, and I was like, okay, cool. They'll put it in the movie. I'm sitting there waiting for it. It never showed. I was like so disappointed.
Yeah, and we were doing a spirit box session up on the hill. We were just talking to one of the spirits of one of
At the hanging tree, right?
the
Yeah.
hanging tree. Yeah, we were up at the hanging tree, and we were actually talking to one of the spirits, and we were getting good stuff. And yeah, James had a double eye infection, but he was actually overcome with a wave of grief of we're talking to this spirit, and he gets a little choked up, and I'm like, run it, go
I,
with it.
I felt everything that had happened to him, and
Really
that was like only the second time I've had something like that ever happen to me.
interesting.
And I was just going on about how he was feeling, and why, and he just decided to give up because no one wanted. He didn't feel like anybody wanted it to do with him or whatever, and he just decided to end his life by hanging.
Oh, how sad.
Now, the funny part was, it's not really funny, but
No,
I knew all this ahead of time because my family knew his family. I didn't tell anybody any details.
Wow.
All I said was there was a young man who hung himself off of this cliff in 2018. I held all the other details back, and James was sitting there just picking it up, picking it up, picking it up, and I'm just like,
That's incredible.
James is in tune. He is just on the money.
yeah, and this is like I said, only the second time that has ever happened to me. The first time was down in Astoria at a business down there that I still currently can get into if I wanted to do another investigation.
Who's going to join you?
Oh, when I get there, yeah, I was talking to Darren, like, Darren, I want to bring you, and then, oh yeah, let's bring GhostOria in too.
Not the basement there, just FYI. So there'll be tons of room for us.
Yeah, the only problem with that location is contamination, the double floors, the basement. You can hear
Uh,
everyone walking upstairs.
you just got to go later at night and make sure everybody's on the same floor. We have the
Yeah,
same thing at the butcher shop because there's actually 3 businesses above the butcher shop if you haven't been. So sometimes during the night we have to go living, just so they don't think ghosts are walking above us.
right. Yeah,
Well,
but I
that's
mean,
cool that you guys got to do that though.
but the best part is they did have some evidence actually in that movie.
Yes, they did.
They did catch, and
Oh, really?
especially, yeah. I'll let you tell that little bit of the one there with the audio.
Oh,
There.
so yeah, in the movie we're up on the third floor,
What
and
room?
third floor, Beth's room, yeah, over in the corner on the far end of the building. I said it was 308. I was nervous at that time. It's actually 320. I'm going to continue to admit to that till the day I die. I was so damn nervous
I know. That's funny.
because Frankie's room is 208, Beth's is 320. I
Okay.
kept calling it 308 because I've got a camera crew with me, and I'm like, I've got everything going through my head of, okay, well, we need to get some sort of evidence. I'm thinking, like what's going across the bottom of the banner there.
Mm-hmm.
We got to give these guys something.
Yeah.
We got, they're here for something, and we're not really adding to Halloween Town itself, the festivities.
Right.
We're just kind of like a little side story that ties in, and it's like, so we're up there and we're waiting and waiting, and we're trying to get a hold of Beth, and we're talking, and I'm stressing out. And, our K2 starts just going crazy on the floor, and we try some other stuff, and eventually you hear a bunch of little kids laughing in the hallway,
Crazy.
and they got it on their audio of these
Yeah.
kids laughing, and then you hear us, myself and the other investigator, comment that those are kids laughing.
Mm-hmm.
And
Outrageous.
I'm glad somebody caught it because our cameras
Yeah.
didn't catch it. Because our cameras were at the far end of the hallway, aimed out, towards that room, but
Right.
they were too far out of range. And
Did
then
Yeah.
no, go ahead. Sorry.
oh, and then the very very end, you've got to watch it because we're trying to figure this out. It is like the closing 30 seconds of the movie before the credits roll.
Yeah.
Um, the restaurant owner comes up into that room and he kind of stops and he gets this far away trance look going and he's just standing there for, I don't know, maybe a minute.
Yeah, it seemed like a good, awful good long time.
Yeah. But then he kind of shakes out of it, leaves the room, and then you've got an orb. And I don't normally put a lot of faith into orbs, but this one was not
Right.
dust. It doesn't cascade down, but it comes out from behind the camera and it comes across the room, across the hallway into the room across the hallway.
Really?
And it's on a very steady trajectory
Yeah.
at the same speed. So it's not a bug. It's
Right.
just coming straight down, over, goes across the hallway. And I'm like, that's not dust. That's not a
Awesome.
bug. That's just, it's at a steady rate coming across and it's bright.
And then it starts to dim though. As it gets out of the room, it starts to dim.
Yeah. But I mean, it's super bright when it's going through.
Well, I've tried at least 3 times to start to watch it, but spooky season has been just crazy. So I'm kind of glad. I love it, but I'm glad it's over because now I can start watching the things I want to watch, getting to evidence review. But evidence review is going to take a back seat to the documentary. I really want to see that. For you guys, of course, but there's one other person I'd like to see what happens in that documentary with. So are there did you find that any of like the production were like ghosts aren't real and then at the end they're like holy cow ghosts are real? Did you
They
change any
did.
skeptics?
I don't know if we changed any skeptics or not. I mean, I read some of the reviews, but they were at a horror festival,
Okay.
and the documentary showed right after Terrifier 3. So
Okay.
we got raked over the coals. The movie got just absolutely raked over the coals
That's
because
too bad.
you got Terrifier. I mean, this is a horror movie film
Yeah.
fest, and
Yeah.
then you've got Terrifier 3, the
Yeah. Of
documentary, and then it was like some other slasher flick after that one.
course they didn't
So
want it. Of course.
yeah, they're not going to rate it very high because of the fact you got Terrifier 3, blood and guts and gore and violence and documentary about a little quaint town in St. Helens and Halloween town and and then another
Yeah.
big slasher flick, right?
Right. I
Yeah.
get it. Well, it's too bad they couldn't appreciate it like we do.
Well, I know other festivals have actually appreciated it. I've read a few other reviews and they're very kind-hearted and they're like, they're not putting us down as the hashtag.
All right.
So they don't compare us to that. They kind of,
Well,
a
that's
lot
good.
of people wish that we would have sat down with the owner and had a heart to heart talk before the investigation or after the investigation.
That would have
Yeah.
been good.
That would have been good.
Yeah, I
But,
saw a
go ahead.
clip of him. I
Go ahead.
didn't realize he was so involved in it, I guess. Involved in the paranormal part of it, I guess, is what I'm
Yeah.
trying to. I thought he was just, hey, he comes in, hey, my place is haunted, and then he goes about his merry way, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a weird situation.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. For
But
sure.
we've got a little bit left. What advice would you give to new investigators, seasoned investigators? What would you tell them on how to do what we do?
Don't be a Zach. Don't expect it to be like TV because it's not, you know? lot of people ask us questions about, oh, it's so cool to be a ghost hunter. What kind of ghosts do you come across? Hardly any. That's the answer. You know, when we do the tours and the investigations, we always tell them it's not a haunted house attraction. It's not like you see on TV. You know, we spend hours and hours and hours in the dark and get nothing. And, you know, on the off chance that we get that one EVP that we can barely make out what they're saying, we're all up in arms and so happy over it, you know? But some of these new people coming in, I think they think that they're going to buy a bunch of junk off a Ghost Stop and get a bunch of evidence and get a TV show, you know, and put their stuff on YouTube. And it's just really not like that. At least it's not in my experience.
Right. So
And you
you would
don't need all that stuff.
if
You don't
if you were to
need.
pick 3 pieces of equipment
Mm,
for a beginner, what would you choose?
mm.
You beat me to the question.
Yeah, voice recorder,
Yeah.
video recorder, and it's a toss up. I think I like a K2 in certain instances, and I like a plain spirit box because when you hear things come through that you know are not radio, it makes you think. So I think maybe 3 to 4 pieces. But if you only had 2, digital recorder and a video recorder. That's where the best evidence is had, I think.
And any advice on safety?
Well, bring a flashlight. What do you mean protect yourself from spirits? Is that what you're talking about?
Flashlight works.
What was that?
I said flashlights totally work.
Right.
I mean, we're basically trying to reach out to those people that are just beginning, just wanting to get into it. You know, share the knowledge with other people. You know, that's the only way that we're going to learn. And
yes,
you know, like my old mentor once told me, you know, you got to be a teacher and you got to be a student. Everything's going to change. Learn from somebody else. Teach somebody else. Maybe you can find something different.
yeah. I mean, seek out others that have been doing it longer than you, just to see, hey, should I do it this way? Is it a good idea? And the way you do it isn't for everybody. The way I do it isn't for everybody, right? But I think they just need to know that it's not like on TV and don't expect too much. Just go in for whatever your reason is and be serious about it, but enjoy your time doing it. You know, it's not really fun and games. You are trying to contact people that were living, you know, and you have to have respect for the dead and the places that they reside, if you will. You know, it can't just, don't go running through the cemetery screaming and howling and, hey, dude, check this out, you know?
Right.
At least that's how I feel about it.
I mean, you definitely got to respect the place that you're at.
Yeah, for sure. And you don't need all the stuff that's on Ghost Stop and all these other places, like some people have fallen into that trap. It's not necessary.
And speaking on some of that equipment, you know, I kind of been following you on Facebook. You're liking to, what are you into building nowadays, there, Signe?
See that curtain? It's hiding my gear closet, so you can't see how much junk is in there that's not necessary. I've got a few things under my desk here that I'm going to be working on to have at the next Ghost conference. Some cool stuff, you know. I mean, I am reinventing the wheel here. So it's nothing new. I'm just repackaging, repurposing things, you know. Everybody makes a RIM pod, you know. So I got on the bandwagon too, but I think the cool vessels I use are what make it different.
Yeah, I was gonna say some of the stuff I've seen you posting on Facebook is definitely unique.
My doll head lasers are the ones everyone likes.
Exactly.
Creepy doll heads.
Well, I think you're giving basic gear a cosmetic overhaul to make it look a little bit different and unique.
Exactly. I was just investigating with someone that has a coffin music box, and I thought it was gonna be like the one, like Ghost Stop has or whatever.
Yeah.
And we went in and it was this big, big coffin, and it got activated and the lid lifts up. It was the coolest thing I'd ever seen. It was awesome. I don't know what the purpose of it was, but it was just cool to see the lid come up.
I think that would trip me out to see that.
Yeah, and it was really creepy music too. It was awesome.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
no.
yeah. I'm probably gonna have to get one. Do you guys ever use the mag lights? Do the flashlight?
Not
Try to
much on my end.
No,
No.
not at all.
do once in a while, and I've seen some people talk about how it's from it heating up and cooling down as to why
Yeah,
it works, but I don't understand part of that. I could see the turning off thing, but the turning on, I don't know. Um, but I fell prey to some video that said they used like 4 different flashlights, different colors of the case for asking different questions, like, if you're a man, turn the blue one on, whatever. So I get straight on to maglite.com. I ordered 5 different colors of flashlights just so I could try it out.
oh.
So don't be a Zach and don't be a Signe either.
Uh, that's great.
So what are you guys going to do at the conference since you're not going to have a booth? Are you just going to enjoy yourselves?
We're
Yeah,
just going to enjoy ourselves.
yeah, just kind of, before I started having the booths there, I kind of just went in, talked to everybody, just kind of got the vibe of it now. Now I'll probably just go in and just obviously do some networking, but just see it from everyone else's perspective, like a different point of view.
Right. Yeah.
Because doing booths for so long, you're constantly having to either be at the booth if you don't have someone there to watch it for you. You can't get out and enjoy. Yeah, I know where that's coming there, Signe.
Yeah.
You're always there.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's just a different point of view this time around, I think. Just to
Yeah.
be a little more enjoyable. I mean, that doesn't mean that I won't have a booth, in a year after or whatnot, but
Right.
this year I just want to take the time off. Plus, not having a booth, I don't have to be there all day. I can go do other things. Take a little nap before we join GhostOria's investigation.
Oh my God. I
Because
hope you guys get to go on one of those.
that's what we're planning, I believe, right?
Yeah, that's the game plan. The game plan is to take your investigation.
Absolutely.
We're not leading any. We're not doing anything else.
Just have fun.
Yeah.
Have fun, network. We don't really get to see the conference. We don't get to go to classes.
Yeah.
I mean, guarantee we get to listen to all the speakers, but
Sure.
you're there all day, and then you're running and running and running, and it's James and I were just like, we're going to take a year off and just enjoy. Maybe take a class, maybe take 2 classes.
Yeah.
Be a
Yeah.
fly on the wall for somebody else's investigation. See how they do it. Like here in the war room, we want to learn off of somebody else and see how they do
Right.
it,
Yeah.
and see different environments because we're stuck in our normal ones that we're always stuck at.
I mean, I've had
Yeah.
people ask me why I'm not having a booth next year, and I said, look, this is why. I want to do it from this other perspective, and be that other person.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, won't it be hard for you to get back in to get booths and do all this other stuff? I'm like, no, I can get in there at any time, have a booth. I'm sure. I don't know about doing investigations anymore because I don't, I'm kind of burned out on the bridge tender.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh,
And
you,
exactly.
that is the only thing I wish they would change for the conference, not having the same team year in and year out do the same locations.
Well, hell, I would never do the bridge tender because I'm not going up that ladder ever again.
Well, that and this year, it was only the bridge tender. It wasn't even the building next door like years
Yeah.
past. And so I'm kind of glad that I didn't have an investigation this year.
Well, it's kind of hard too because, a lot of people that go to these investigations or go to the conference have been to those places over and over, but it's hard to find new haunted locations to participate. You know what I mean?
Mm.
There's a couple places that we go, and I know at least one of them, Mortuary, they're not going to, have open public investigations. At least I don't think I've asked. I just haven't gotten the answer back. But I think that would be kind of strange, but that mortuary was scary. But it's hard to find those locations, so you're kinda stuck, I guess,
Yeah.
But the Starry Night's cool, they always have cool stories from the Starry Night. Apparitions, people talking. That one's pretty cool, I think.
Well, let me tell you about this. Let me tell you about the
we
Starry.
could both tell you
Okay,
about the story. Yeah.
So
alright.
this year we went out to the carriage house,
Okay.
and everybody always talks about how the carriage house is so active, and I get out there and it's just nothing. So I hate the carriage house because it gives me nothing.
Yeah.
But we had a lady come up on Saturday, and she had an audio recorder. She goes, when we were out there, because she was on my tour, I was recording, and you said, "Do you not like me? Is that why you won't talk to us?" And on the digital recorder, she let me hear it. There was a little girl that said, "Yeah, hate you."
Oh my god.
And I'm
Oh
like,
my god. How
well, that's
cool.
cool, but also at the same point, it's like, what did I do to piss you off, little girl? I just want to
Wow.
talk.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So
That's
I'm like,
awesome.
if we ever did that place again, I'd be like, listen, I'll be inside, and we'll just keep our normal people. You stay out there, I'll stay inside because they hate me out there.
Yeah, they didn't like you. That's why they weren't doing anything.
Oh yeah,
That's crazy.
I don't know why they hate me. Uh,
That's
but
crazy.
we
I had
we had Josh go in. He was my other investigator for this year, and he went
oh
in
yeah.
there and he was getting stuff in a spirit box. I watched his body cam stuff back, and it's like, what the hell?
Wow.
And this little girl's just talking to him and talking Spanish and going back and forth, and it's just busy, busy, busy. And I'm like, Josh, if we ever get back in this building, you are just going to stay out here, man. You're just staying out here.
She
She
hates
loves
you.
you. She hates me. She loves you. I feel like, the uncle that's just been crapped on and disappointed and be like, fine, okay.
Wow. That's rough.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
rough.
It's bad when a spirit hates you.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Yeah,
okay. All right.
that one's cool.
It's bad when a spirit hates you and doesn't refuses to talk. But at the Klondike, we've got Charles and the madam who hate us, and Charles loves to talk to us.
Yeah.
Can never
That
repeat what
place
he says.
No.
oh, well, you could, but that place is crazy. That place is amazingly haunted. I absolutely adore that place.
Yeah, I just remember when we did that. What was it? 5, 6 years ago when we were doing that thing down in the basement with the theater group, and we were
Yeah,
having those arguments with Charles down there. You had it one night, I had the next, and I just it's still ingrained in my brain after that argument, and I apologized, and then he apologized back.
yeah.
That
Interesting.
that just blew my mind when I heard that. I'm like, okay, maybe he's not so bad after all. Yeah. But then again, I
We
also had whiskey down there.
we were on the second floor, the last room on the right. I don't know what number that is. Um, but we had just started the tour, and I had given the speech about putting their phones in airplane mode. And this guy comes up to me, he goes, I need to put it in airplane mode. I'm like, yeah, airplane mode. But I was right next to the recorder that I had sitting down there, and they mocked me because right after I said yes, airplane mode, there was this whisper, airplane mode. like they were mocking me. And it was the craziest thing. It was amazing. Yeah. If I won the lottery, that's the place I'm going to buy. I'm just going to buy it and live there.
I think we all would. I know that there is a haunted house up the road from there that's actually currently for sale.
Yeah.
But
Yes,
Might
it's
have
a
to get-
beautiful 1898 original,
oh my. And
Mhm.
it's haunted? Hmm.
and it's on
And
it.
it's on it.
Let's get a realtor to let us in there for a couple hours.
Hey,
Or-
sounds like an idea.
A bunch
Don't
of
tempt
us
me.
can get together and buy it.
Oh, hey, I think Darren and I were talking about that several times during the tour this year.
New
Oh,
stream
God.
of income for all of us, right?
Yeah.
And
I
then
think it's a 6-bedroom place.
see? And then we'd have to have a caretaker that lived there, Darren,
Yeah,
to take care of it, right?
yeah.
How much is it? Like 600?
They actually dropped it. It's $4.99.
Oh,
Wow.
no way. Shit, don't tell
Wow.
Heidi.
Yeah, they dumped the price. It was $8.99, and then it's been going down because
Wow.
they're trying to sell it.
Because it's haunted or because it's just the market sucks?
I think it's a market sucks in the location because it's right on the first street there. So Halloween Town, they close off both ends. So
Oh,
you're
yeah.
not driving on Halloween Town weekends. There's no way to get your
Yeah.
car out the driveway. So
Yeah.
All right. So 500 G's. You know, if
500.
we got 10 people together, that's pocket change, 50
Yeah,
grand each, right?
start a GoFundMe. Save the Cox Williams house.
Oh
It's
my God.
haunted.
Darren, you're a genius.
Well,
You're a genius.
what we needed to do was have the Warrens come in and investigate it. That way, it's got the little,
Warren stamp
tagline
of
of
approval.
yes. It's then you can put it on the mark and go. The Warrens investigated
Oh.
it, like the Conjuring House and all the other, the Warren estate.
Unbelievable. Who's going
All
to the
right. Well,
Conjuring House?
we are little over. I don't think anybody cares.
No, this has been great.
It's been fun.
It's been a fun thing. Thanks for coming on board. Letting the
Thanks
new
for having me.
generation have your 2 cents.
Yeah, don't be a Zach. Hashtag don't be a Zach.
By the way, we do have T-shirts in design for the hashtag not Zach Baggins.
All right.
So
That'll be great.
Yep.
we will be doing a clothing line eventually. The designs are made. We're just waiting on somebody online that can make these things and ship them out.
Perfect.
Figure
Yes,
that out. And I'll be first to buy one.
alrighty then. We'll figure it out.
All right, guys.
All right, everybody. Thanks again for being on.
Thanks again.
Thanks for having me.
It's almost whiskey o'clock.
There you go.
Almost, it is.
Almost.
All right, go have fun with that.
All righty. Well, you can come back on if you wanted for that one.
Maybe I might.
All right. I'll send you the link. You can decide then.
All right, cool.
All right.
See ya.
All right.
See ya.
Later, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.